there's a beautiful parable of a man who's grasping at a rope for his life. He's holding onto this rope for dear life. If he lets go, he's going to plummet to his death. And of course, as time goes on, his arms and his hands and his fingers become very, very tired, but he has to hold on, because if he lets go, he's going to plummet to his death. And one moment, he has this vision, this divine vision, of this angel who comes to him and who says, that which you're seeking you will find only by letting go. And he says, but I can't let go. If I let go, I'm going to plummet to my death. And she says, well, how about you just let go with one finger? And so he thinks, all right, well, one finger's okay. I've still got the rest of it. So he lets go with one finger. And suddenly there's this wash of peace that comes over him. And then she says, how about another finger? And he's very afraid, because can one really hold on with only 3 fingers? She says, trust me. He lets go. And this goes on finger by finger until he's got one finger left on the rope. And the angel says to him, this one is up to you. I can guide you no further. This is up to you. And as he's let go, finger by finger, he has started to really find and deeply experience that sense of peace, that sense of bliss, that sense of being at one with the universe. So some part of him wants to let go, but of course he's terrified because it's only this finger. And he can't even imagine how that one finger is holding up his entire body. But miraculously, somehow that finger is keeping him up on the road. But finally, he connects to the grace. He has faith in the angel. And he lets go with his finger. Even though he was expecting he would plummet to his death, then after he gets over his moment of shock, he looks down and realizes he's actually standing on the ground. And he's been standing there the entire time. For so many of us, we're clutching, grasping at something that we think is the most important thing. We think is what's going to make our life. We think is who we are, but this is who I am. And that if we let go, somehow, we too will plummet, either physically or metaphorically, to our deaths, without realizing that we're actually being held and supported the entire time. That the universe is there taking care of us, providing everything. And there's no need to clutch, there's no need to grab. In fact, the grabbing and the clutching is what's ruining our lives. We can't go anywhere, we're like the monkey. I mean, he at least can wobble around, but if we're in one place clutching and grasping, we're stuck. And so then we ask ourselves, well, what is it we're grasping? What are we holding on to so tenaciously? And for most of us, it's an idea of how the world should be, how our lives should be, where we should live, what we should look like, how we should spend our time, how we should not spend our time, how people should treat us, how they should speak to us, what our days should look like, what our loved ones should be like. As though somehow the universe were like a vending machine. And it were up to us to just sort of put in our dollar bill and we push a button and whatever we want come out. With a vending machine, yeah, it works. You put in your dollar bill, you push your button for a chocolate bar, and a chocolate bar comes out. But in life, we put in our dollar bill and we push the button for a chocolate bar, and we get a bag of carrots instead. And so we think, oh, vending machine's broken. God doesn't exist. He doesn't listen to my prayers. I've got the wrong guru. I've got the wrong mantra. I'm in the wrong yoga class. I need a new CD, a new book. My stars are in the wrong place. Whatever it is to make this vending machine work, if I just had it right, then I'd get that chocolate. Without realizing that, well, maybe we're 400 pounds, maybe our teeth are rotten, maybe we're diabetic, and maybe the cosmic energy, the grace, God, has actually given us something that is much better for us than a chocolate bar. But only when we can take that bag of carrots and say, okay, God, this is what I'm supposed to have. That's when the flow comes in our life. When we're constantly wanting something different, one step ahead, that level of control is what keeps the flow from our lives. Imagine for a moment those of you who are parents. Let's say your child has a piano recital, and she's been practicing for months or years for this piano recital, and she's got it perfect. She comes in for the piano recital, and you're there, and of course you've heard her practice every minute of every day. You know the song note by note. You get into the recital, and she plays magnificently. It's perfect. The audience is dancing, but you can't dance. Why? Because all you can think is what her next note is going to be. You're so worried for her. Remember, sweetheart, remember, in the next stanza, it's C, not E. It's one octave higher, one octave lower. Remember, sweetheart. In our child's piano recital for an hour, it's okay. It's natural, it's part of life. But when we live our lives like that we're trying to control things, everything, one step ahead. What should come next, how it should be, what it shouldn't be. It's no wonder we can't dance in life. We're always worried about what the next note's going to be. The only way to have that flow in our lives is to be able to let go and just have faith. And last, the thing for so many of us that we're clutching with this control is our own egos, our own stories, who we think we are, what we think it's all about, what we think it should be. And that's what clogs us up. A heart attack is caused because, not that there's not enough blood, there's plenty of blood, but a heart attack is caused because our arteries get clogged with cholesterol, so the blood can't flow. And in our lives, it's not about bringing grace, bringing the music, bringing the flow. That's all there. It's about unclogging the arteries of our life. Letting go of that which is clogging them up. So that we don't have a a spiritual heart attack, so that the grace can flow, the music can flow, the river of life can flow through us. And that